Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the JDW Sports Network Talk Show host on YouTube. This is me, Aaron, aka Head of the Table. I know I've been gone for a hot minute. I was dealing with some family things, which is my sister's wedding. So, big congratulations to my sister and her fiance, my brother-in-law. I love you both. So, I just want to shout that out. But we're back. This is a new subject. It's football season's in a dead period right now with the off season, with training camp coming up soon. So we're gonna have all of that coming up soon. What we're gonna talk about with rival podcast or what JDW decides to make on his own. Just the 10 videos we've been pulling out. But full season's right around the corner. But I wanted to bring out the subject of talking about baseball. I'm a big Astro fan. Been this way since I was a kid. I've seen both championships. I loved both championships, so I definitely wanted to bring this to the channel, which was talking baseball, talking Astros. So I'll do this every Thursday, weekly thing. Call it the Astros Weekly Talk, the Crawford Box Talk. If y'all have any nicknames for it, definitely put it in the comments, because I'll definitely talk anything Astros with y'all, whatever y'all want to hear, whatever stats you want to hear, history you want to hear, anything. Like I said, with any other video, I'm gonna come through for any of y'all that support and love the channel, that support me, that support JDW, or my boy DJ AB Cool. But overall, I wanted to do a weekly recap over this past series against the Guardians and the series before that, which was the LA Dodgers. So we're gonna get into the LA Dodgers first, because I know it's kind of old news from last week, but it's still a fun series for us Astro fans to talk about from this week, because of how this week was kind of a bad week going up against the Guardians. But overall, let's get into the first game of against the LA Dodgers in LA, a rivalry game. Just this rivalry's been going on since 2017 with the World Series and the whole cheating scandal, and LA Dodger fans being the most having their voices heard type of fans that have attacked Astros and Astro fans, even though now they still keep it going after 8 years, even though the only players on the team from that year of 2017 is Jose Altuve and Lance McCullers. Everybody else has gone off the team. Like, us as Astro fans, we're kind of just over it already, to where it's like, why are y'all bringing up the past when it's like, just get over it already. We've won a second championship that, y'all can try to act like we cheated, but we still didn't cheat. But it is what it is. I'm not going to go back on the past, but we're going to go ahead and get into the first game, which is the 4th of July on a Friday night. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, I had missed the first part of the game because I was in the gym, but going into it, it's always a scary feeling going into LA Dodgers Stadium, because it's such a loud stadium. It's such a rivalry game, and knowing that they're the number one offense in the league right now. But you felt good because we were number one in pitching, defense, and pitching wise from the month of June, because our pitching, even though we've had everybody hurt right now, pitching wise, we have just such great guys that have been brought up from the system, signed from anywhere, any waivers. Hunter Brown, Framber Valdez, just torching people. Lance McCullers having his weeks where he'll do good, and then another game day he'll play his worst. But we get a 50-50 out of Lance, so I can't really put too much hate or point a finger at him for having a bad game, because he's still getting back to who he is, which he's a great pitcher, he is. But right now in his career, it's kind of like we're just seeing what we have for right now, going through the system, heading into the middle of the all-star game and everything with the season. But as October comes, we'll see where that leads us with injuries, with the healthy. Well, I'll talk about that later. But for right now, 4th of July, crazy way to start with Isaac Paredes hitting a home run, the first pitch of the game. And when that happened, you just felt a sense that something was like heading the Astros' way for us to really go after it. And honestly, everybody showed up and showed out. Even Lance McCullers shutting down players like Shohei Ohtani. He's shutting down players like Mookie Betts. I mean, yeah, Mookie got a home run, but no, it was not Mookie. What am I talking about? It was Will Smith. But he didn't. But all the guys like Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, all of them were honestly shut down during the series. Yeah, Mookie, through the 3-game series, yeah, Mookie got a home run. Shohei got, I believe, 1 hit on the whole series. But in a way, everybody was kind of hyping him up to be like he was going to do something in the series, but he stayed quiet. But MLB and everybody a part of the MLB in general had to, hype up his series, acting as if he did something, especially in the next game, but we'll talk about it later. But this game was crazy. Players like Victor Caratini hitting a grand slam, Jose Altuve hitting 2 home runs, getting booed, as Jeff Blum says, Jose Altuve. But we as Astro fans, and we love to hear the boos, especially because we know Jose Altuve is going to come in clutch. Somebody like Christian Walker, who has been having a struggling season, he came into LA Dodger Stadium hitting 7 home runs consecutively in Dodger Stadium, which is the most from a player, which is crazy. And what did he do? He hit a home run as he came back to Dodger Stadium in an Astros uniform. So as Astro fans, we felt very grateful that it happened. And there's the top of the sixth, I believe. We just torched the Dodgers pitcher named Noah Davis, and we put up 10 runs in that inning. Dave Roberts, I guess because he knew that the game was pretty much over, he just kept him in. But putting 10 runs on your pitcher, I saw his ERA after the game. It went up to 19, and after that game, or even after the series, they sent him down to the minors. And it's like, I feel bad for the guy, but it's like, yeah, he pitched terribly, but can you really blame him? And he was just left to the dogs. The dogs ate him alive. So at the end of the game, we tore up the Dodgers 18-1. That was a great 4th of July. Getting to know that Dodger fans stayed there for the fireworks show after the game, having to watch the fireworks show, knowing that their team got demolished 18-1. But overall, and also a great game by Lance McCullers, giving up 1 earned run, which was just a home run by Will Smith. And other than that, he still pitched his ass off for 6 innings, which is what we would hope from him. So he had a great game overall. Next game 2, that was let me go back to it. Game 2, that was when Shohei was starting to pitch, and I'm not gonna lie, of course, 3 innings in, he pitched very well. He struck out a couple of guys, but as the game was going, it felt slow. It felt, as if we were just waiting for that punch, because in the first inning, Mookie Betts hit a home run off of Framber Valdez. Framber was kind of off his mentality this game, but we know Framber. He has that one point in the whole game in the inning where he kind of struggles, but he turns it back on. They got another singled run in the second inning, but as the third inning came, as Shohei was rotated out because they don't want to make him pitch more, exhaust him more longer, make him go past his limit. And as the third inning came, we just decided to run back. Zach Short showed up. Cam Smith has just blossomed in the honestly, to me, an all-star level rookie, because he reminds me of he reminds me of Jeremy Pena his rookie year, where he just looks good. He's hitting good, especially as a rookie. Being, honestly, to me, I believe he should be rookie of the year, but we'll see as it goes, because I know it's kind of a race right now. Christian Walker showing up once again with singling. He didn't homer in this game, so that kind of shut down his consecutive home runs in Dodger Stadium, but it's alright. He still showed up. In the 4th inning, Yainer Diaz hitting a home run. And honestly, the rally was just there, And in the bottom of the 7th, I believe, Mookie Betts had hit this is just honestly, the part of the game where you felt it was tense, and it was bottom of the 7th, 5-4, and with no outs. I remember because I watched it live. Mookie Betts hit a double to left field, and he tried chancing it running to third base, but he deceived himself by running at third base, knowing that he was going to get caught, and that's what happened. He got caught, and once you know it, next inning, top of the 8th, Jose Altuve tripled and showing Mookie Betts how to make a triple happen. And as he tripled, Victor Caratini sacrificed fly out to right field, and it got Jose Altuve in, leading the game 6-4. And shout out to Josh Hader because he came in nails as usual with his consecutive saves, and he came in, shut the game down, and when you know it, we win the game 6-4. We pretty much won the series with 2 games. So we're going into the next game, Game 3, the final game. Just with a lot of momentum. We're talking trash. So we're like not caring about Game 3, but then we're still like, oh, if we sweep them, we're gonna talk more trash to Dodger fans. And once you know it, as we get to Sunday, just a great feeling day, a great chill day, a day to watch baseball. Astros came in with, let me see, because of how many pitchers we have, I kind of forget who goes in, and it was Ryan Gusto, who did a very decent, he did a good job for who he is. He went 6 innings, especially keeping players like Shohei quiet, Mookie quiet. So honestly, shout out to Ryan Gusto for doing what he did, but he of course gave up 1 run in the second inning, which was just a double to left field. But after that, he kept their order quiet for honestly the whole game. Honestly, and it just stayed as that. Dodgers just in a way couldn't get on their feet of their momentum whenever they scored a run, which bit them in the ass. I'm not gonna lie, and. Honestly, I can blame Dave. If I'm a Dodgers fan, I can blame Dave Roberts for the series because you could tell he was mismanaging a lot of pitchers, using up pitchers for exceeded amount of time, and honestly, I feel like he kind of gave up. He kind of threw in the white flag, especially in Game 3, because that's the third inning hit. Altuve hit a sacrifice fly to right, getting Zach Short to score. Isaac Paredes going to third, and it just stayed as that 1-1 throughout the whole game. And that's what was great about Ryan Gusto. From the third inning of where we scored a tie, he kept the Dodgers quiet. And this is a number 1 offense that is in this league with Freddie Freeman, Mookie, Shohei. Those are all-star names that will hit homers, will score on you when they're ready to attack. But they were just quiet this entire series, and it surprised me because I was just watching. I was proud of my team, especially the pitching, because of how greatly managed they were by Joe Espada, by our pitching coach, by just that mentality we had going into this stadium, going into this game. Just dog. The Astros looked like dogs this series, and they were greatly showing who they were to the MLB and to all the fans in the MLB. But we're gonna keep going with this game. But as 6th inning came along, Zach Short. I'm not gonna honorable mention is Zach Short, but he showed out this series. He was honestly somebody we just randomly called up, and I kind of didn't really know who he was. But as he came up, he was getting hits. He was fighting at the plate. Like we had all bases filled up, but 2 outs. He came in, and you would think somebody young as him and somebody that's not known would just strike out. But he went 9 pitches and got walked, and that was crazy. So we took the lead 2-1, and I believe Isaac Paredes after that had popped up. But going on to the 8th inning, Christian Walker homered, and then Yainer Diaz homered, which is back-to-back jacks, as Todd Gallis says. And once we hit those 2 homers, you felt like the Dodgers were getting ready to wave the white flags because they had nothing going for them. And as the 9th inning hit, just to seal the deal, Jose Altuve homered once again in this series. And those boos just felt right when he homered again. And we, as Astros fans, we were happy. And overall, this is a great series. This is great heading into a Monday, seeing our power rankings up, seeing just the MLB showing the Astros that they deserve to be at the top still, because everybody thought that this season was going to be a down season for the Astros. Look at us now. We're, I believe, still 3rd in the MLB overall in ranking, but I have to check it because of this series that we're going to talk about. But overall, with the Dodger series, I'm gonna do like MVPs of the series, or underrated MVPs of the series, and then also like pitching wise. Every week I'll come up with something just for y'all to enjoy. But MVP of the series will be Jose Altuve hitting 3 home runs, just going off, showing he is the face of the Astros, and I'm glad he was the one who got the most home runs in this series. But also honorable mention to Christian Walker, because this is honestly, Dodger Stadium is his home too. the way he consecutively hits home runs in this stadium. But also shout out to Yainer, because Yainer was getting his hits. Caratini with that clutch grand slam in the first game, and just also an honorable mention to Zach Shore, as I said, him getting hits consecutively, even though we didn't know who he was. And to the pitching, honestly, all three pitchers that started this whole series, from Lance McCullers to Fromber to Ryan Gusto, shout out to all three of them. They all deserve their flowers for how they did, shutting down, of course, like I said again, Shohei, Mookie, even though Mookie got a home run, but it was still quiet from each one of them. Mookie, Freddie Freeman. To me, I'm scared of Freddie Freeman when he's up at bat, but yeah, shutting down Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, just everybody on that team, and making Dave Roberts look defeated, and that's what we love, So it felt good. That series felt good to just to taste that victory. But as Monday came, heading back home to Houston, we were facing the Cleveland Guardians, and the first game we had pitching was Colton Gordon. Colton Gordon. And this game, honestly, our offense was just shot. It just felt like it was shot in the foot. Nobody really got too many hits. Like, it was just quiet. Isaac Paredes got a home run, got a clutch home run late in the game, because we honestly, each of these games, which is gonna be a consecutive thing, is that we had to come back to try to get inside the game. But it was just, I don't know what happened with our pitching this series, but our pitching went from first to, I believe, honestly, at this point, falling down short because of how our pitching did. But the Cleveland Guardians, they went from a 10-game losing streak to now a 3-game winning streak, which sucks to say as an Astro fan, because we were so high up on our standards of us as a team, especially defeating a team like the Dodgers. But the first game, we lost the game 7-5. Players like Jose Ramirez hitting homers on us, and just other underrated players on the Cleveland Guardians that I can't really name right now, but they did their thing against us. We made some things happen, like Taylor Trammell homering, and he's honestly a clutch player that allowed, and not a clutch, but he's a loud player that I love who we have right now. He's honestly a good role player. Isaac Paredes homering in the fifth inning to tie it 4-4. But as we got to the sixth inning, Cleveland Guardians just kept mowing down every pitcher just felt like they were throwing meatballs, and that's what the Cleveland Guardians were going after, and they kept taking the lead, and we just couldn't get back up. So we lost the first game 7-5. So it was kind of one of those where it's like, all right, we're going to come back in game two. But as game two started, Jose Ramirez, first inning, hit another homer, which kind of just was like a shot in the foot. Like, why are we still pitching to him? And crazy enough, game two, we were getting pitched by our diesel, by our all-star pitcher, which was Hunter Brown, and I'm not gonna lie, Hunter Brown had a terrible game this game. He let up 6 earned runs, which was the most since, I believe, when he faced the Colorado Rockies. I believe it's the Colorado Rockies. I got to look back at that. But from the first inning to the third inning to the fourth inning, he just kept getting hit around, and it was just eventually that time where, as soon as he got six earned runs, Joe Spot had to take him out, and we just had to fight and claw our way back, which the Astros did. Which the offense this series, they were doing their best, they were trying their best, but just pitching, I don't know. We don't know what happened with pitching, but it just fell short. But in the fifth inning, Altuve doubling, getting in Cam Smith and Isaac, Caratini hitting a sac fly, getting Jose Altuve in, making it 6-4. Then Taylor Trammell doubling, getting in Dubon, making it 6-5. Altuve singling once again in the eighth inning, getting Taylor Trammell and Isaac Paredes in scoring position, which tied at 6-6. And pitching, our closers and our relievers, they did their thing. But as we got to the top of the 10th, Josh Hader came in, and once you know it, the Cleveland Guardians hit a grand slam off of Josh Hader, who had 24 consecutive saves on his season this year, and that grand slam, that grand slam just shut the door on it. And of course, Josh Hader, that was a bad game for him as well. So two great pitchers like Josh Hader and Hunter Brown having a terrible game on the same night, it was just a gut punch as well. So, at this point, we wanted to get over this series. Hopefully we win Game 3 because we haven't lost the series since, I believe, in early June. I believe that's what I had overheard. But once again, I got to look back at it. I'm gonna do better at my stats, at my what's going on with win streaks, loss streaks, anything going on with the past couple months. But I'm gonna definitely do what I can for you with what y'all want to know more of. And as we got to Game 3, we had, let me go back to it. We had Brandon Walter pitching the game. Brandon Walter pitching this game, and once again, first inning, it just felt like Cleveland Guardians knew what was happening. It just felt like it felt like maybe our pitchers were tipping their pitches, but I don't know. From 2 home runs in the first inning, especially once again by Jose Ramirez, this damn all-star on the Cleveland Guardians. Oh, and I love Jose Ramirez. He's a great hitter, power hitter. So I can never really hate on him. He's a great pitcher. Even when I'm playing MLB The Show and I'm playing as my pitcher, and I go up against Jose Ramirez, he usually hits off me, and I just sit there and be like, man, I can't. But as we got to throughout all these innings, the offense, honestly, the Game 3, I think we just at this point just felt defeated from this series, so we kind of just had not really much fight in us left. But we got it was 4-0, but we got to the 8th inning with Dubon doubling to center, getting Trammell in 4-1, Altuve doubling, getting Dubon in 4-2, but it just wasn't enough with the offense this whole entire game, so the game ended 4-2. But from these 2 series, Astros had their bye day today, but they have their record currently 55-38, and our next game will be tomorrow night on Friday, July 11th, which is the Lone Star Series against Texas Rangers. So here in Houston, so we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see how we come back after this gut punch of a series. But I believe this team will come back because we're not quitters. You see our record. You see how much other fans. You see how the media belittled us from the beginning of the season, saying that we'd be maybe 4th in our division because of how much we changed from Kyle Tucker leaving to Alex Bregman leaving. When players like Cam Smith, Isan Paredes, they showed up and are showing out right now with who they are as players, and we are grateful to have them, especially Christian Walker, even though he's not having the best of seasons, but he's having a good above average type season that we can rely on him on. And one thing I want to talk about is with what's killing us is these injuries. I don't know what's happening right now. Our owners, our GM Dana Brown, they need to look into this medical staff. We need to see what's happening, because that third game of the day before our daybreak of Jake Myers warming up and him kneeling down in the outfield was not right to see. Why would you throw him out when he's already still trying to heal? You're gonna have an off day the next game. Why are you throwing him out when he's still dealing with a lingering issue? And Colton Gordon, just money, he got hit by a meatball in the head, and he wanted to still stick in the game. I get the fight, I get it, but as a medical staff, you got to really take into the situation that, hey, get out so we can evaluate you for concussion. What happened the next day? He got evaluated for concussion, so he might miss a game. And right now, us having to put pitchers on the IL, put pitchers on a 10-day break, especially somebody like Jeremy Pena with fractured rib. Like, what is happening right now with this medical staff, with how they're assessing these injuries? Because we have over 15, I believe 17, honestly, at this point, 17 injuries, which is the most in the league. We're having to call up players like we called up the center fielder Kennedy Corona, who, he had great hype to him, so I'm gonna show love to him. We just called up Brice Matthews today, who I've been hearing throughout these past couple years. Brice Matthews has been our number one prospect, so it's going to be great to see him tomorrow if he does start tomorrow. But these injuries are just terrible right now. I didn't know what's going on with this medical staff, because this medical staff is not doing their job. Jordan, I don't know what's happening with Jordan. Jordan's name has been like so quiet with his injury, with his rehab. It's good to hear Christian Javier and Luis Garcia pitching in rehab. They're them doing what they can right now. So I can't wait for them to eventually come back. But with our injuries, dude, like, this is getting crazy. We need to do something about this from the front office to the GM. Like, who's evaluating these guys? Who is giving the green light to have them play again when they're not ready? Like, once again, like I say, with Jordan, he was rehabbing his broken hand, and then wouldn't you know, some setback happened and he's being put on IL once again. It's like, what is happening? And somebody like Spencer Arrighetti from who was honestly great at how he was doing last year. I believe all he had was a strained wrist, but where's he been? Honestly, like, with these, like, let me look for y'all 1 second. With these injuries, because I'm using CBS Sports right now. With these injuries, Jake Myers with his calf, dealing with a calf issue. Let me see, Spencer Arrighetti, injury to his thumb. Who else is there? Zach DeCenzo, who I haven't heard in a while. Sean Dubin, injury. Luis Garcia, he's rehabbing, as well as Christian Javier. Jeremy Pena with his ribs. Brendan Rodgers, an oblique issue. Christian Walker's dealing with a paternity leave, so congratulations to him. Jordan with his hand. Chas McCormick with another oblique issue as well. Luis Guillorme with a hamstring issue. Pedro Leon with a knee injury. A player that I haven't heard in a while, JB France. I've been wondering what's happening to him. I haven't heard one single thing about JB France, but he's been dealing with a shoulder injury. Jacob Melton with an ankle injury. Ronel Blanco's out for the season because of an elbow injury, and it's just on and on with these injuries. Like, let me count them down once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It goes to 20 players on the injury list from CBS Sports for the Astros, and this is just crazy. We have nothing but stars on the injured list, and if October was next week, I couldn't even tell you my dream lineup right now for who's starting right now and who's on the injured list, because it's tough to even come up with that prediction of who will be on this team come October, because not because of maybe trades or maybe cuts, it's because of injuries. So with the All-Star game coming up, with all these trades coming up during the All-Star weekend, we're going to see if the Astros decide to be buyers, which I feel they will, or and maybe get rid of somebody, but we'll see what happens. At most, I feel they'll go after a starting pitcher or even a left-handed hitter, but because we have nothing but right-handed hitters right now. But I know we'll go after left-handed hitters as well as starting pitchers, as I said, but we'll see as it goes. But tomorrow, like I said, Friday night fireworks, Lone Star Series against Texas Rangers. We got our call-up, Brice Matthews, coming up, so I can't wait to see that. Once again, let me see. I have not checked to see who's starting tomorrow for our pitching, and it'll be Lance McCullers against Jack Leader for the Texas Rangers. So it's gonna be a great game tomorrow. I definitely recommend y'all to watch it because this is a rivalry game, the Lone Star Series. So I definitely recommend it. But y'all guys, thank y'all for watching if y'all have watched all the way from this long video. But I definitely thank y'all for watching this. I'm definitely gonna bring in more Astro content. If y'all want me to talk about anything else with Astro content, just let me know. Comment, share it. Talk to me. I'm here. I know JDW will put my Instagram link in the bio. I'm definitely here. I'm always grateful to talk to anybody that wants to talk to me about sports. I love sports. It's what I've always wanted to do, talk sports, even though I have a full-time job. But it's definitely something that sports is something that I definitely want to go after, come to terms with talking, speaking wise, because I used to go to college and I wanted to go into sports commentating, but college is a struggle. But this YouTube opportunity with JDW is just something special, so I'm always grateful to him. So I definitely thank y'all for watching. Once again, I want y'all to share, comment, subscribe, give me get in the views. This helps so much, and I appreciate y'all guys so much. But Astro Talk on Thursdays is gonna happen every week. Call it Crawford Box Talk, but if it's too corny of a name, comment a name that y'all think I can make the new name of. So definitely send me some feedback, and I'll definitely hit y'all back in the comments, because I love to communicate with any of y'all. But thank y'all once again. This is Aaron, aka Head of the Table, and you're watching Astro Weekly Talk, aka Crawford Box Talk. Thank y'all for watching JDW Sports Network Talk Show, and I'll catch y'all whenever we decide to make another video, or I decide to make another Astro video coming up next week. Thank y'all, guys.